Hey there, and welcome back to Unlocking the True You. Name is Alyssa, and I channel through the divine spirit guides, God, source consciousness, whatever you want to call, all of the wonderful beings beyond this worldly realm that help to guide us through our lives, knowingly and unknowingly, as we continue to unlock our truer selves. Um, and so I know that I had been kind of helping you to gain some self realization, I guess is the word I want to call it, self realization over, the fact that we do need to be our own best friends. We need to love ourselves the most before we can pour into other things appropriately and properly and in a prosperous sense. I know that I talked about discernment. I talked about your mind being your home. I talked about um, ways of liberation, different things like that, the healing journey, the fact there's different modalities. To utilize the fact that we do live in today's world with our phones at our fingertips and technology everywhere in order to help us to gain a great perspective of that healing in different ways and no matter what might resonate with you. So I do also want to make um, kind of like make it clear that if anything that I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, you do not have to take this as your own. I'm simply here to help you to shift perspective, expand perspective, and to hopefully gain a new understanding and a new process for you to continue on your self exploration journey to unlock your truest self in whatever way that might mean for you. And so, when I do also say this, I am meaning for you to use discernment. I'm meaning for you to use ways that help to liberate yourself in this healing journey, whatever that might mean for you, in whatever way it might mean as well. I do kind of want to bring in today some ways to shed light, I guess, on the spiritual side of everything when it comes to what spiritualists kind of use in terminology when it comes to our healing journey, when it comes to the world of spirituality, why we talk about, beings beyond this realm, because we do have an innate feeling and inner sense of knowing that they help to guide us in our life in different ways to unlock our truest selves, to come back to our own home. And so I do say this in meaning that, we're no one is the same. So your healing journey, like no one's healing journey is going to be the same. Yes, we might have a collective path and a collective process. And when I say collective, I mean grouped as in grouped people, grouped souls, grouped beings and energy bodies, as in people on this earth. Because we all come from many different places, whether it's our first lifetime here or we have many lifetimes here on earth. I do want to let you know that there are understandings of this. There are many cultures that speak of different understandings, different perspectives for a reason. It's all certain pathways of truth that will help you to unlock your true self. And so that's why a lot of people do go with religion and go with different religions, go with spirituality, don't have any spiritual beliefs at all, because it just kind of depends on person to person what resonates with you. And so I do want to mention my personal beliefs and kind of share some of that with you that may or may not help you on your spiritual journey to unlocking your true self. Whether that's doing more research and kind of seeing, what it is to be a spiritualist, what spiritual people believe in, the terminology they use in order to go through their healing journey and on the healing path that they have, and different things like that. So I do want to mention, of course, when I do talk about like liberation and I do talk about your self discovery journey, I talk about your unlocking your own true soul's path and your inner knowing. And this is through uncovering and unlearning processes and healing yourself from beliefs and systems that were programmed into you in a sense. Because if you really want to think about it, like what are we creating in today's world? We're creating AI, we're creating, a super conscious computer that has its own autonomy and its own way to continue to think and create and develop on its own, when really all we're trying to do is repeat and recreate what is already in our mind in a different way, in a different sense. um, and I do understand, our mind in comparison to that is very different, because each and every one of us have a different passion, a different understanding, a different perspective for a reason. And that's what we're kind of meant to do here on this human journey, is to unlock our true selves, our true path, our true knowing and understanding for each individual person. Sorry, I got a little tied up. I think I'm trying to keep the flow going. It's fun. It's very fun. So when I do mention the healing journey and things that I've learned is that it's kind of energy transmutation, and ways to transmute your energy is for you to go through a process of healing and expression. So any energy that has been given to you, or any energy that you've learned or picked up throughout the day, or belief system or information, things like that. Because honestly, when I say energy, I don't say energy as in, oh, you don't know it, you don't sense it, it only comes one way. Energy is something that's all around us. We are all energetic beings. We are all energy bodies. We all communicate with energy, whether it's with voice. I'm not going to get into the other super weird stuff. We'll try to keep it light with everyone for now. Just different ways of communicating and different ways of processing, and also the physical things and the physical parts of our reality, including this microphone I'm speaking into, my camera, my lighting setup, and energy of light, energy of sound frequencies, energy of your reality, what you take in, your food, your consumption, the things that help to create sustenance, just energy in general. There's many forms of energy. So when I say that you are transmuting energy, you're taking and transmuting a lot of different things. That's technically what your body does on a physical level. It transmutes energy, food in one form, breaks it down, turns it into energy and sustenance, and helps to replenish your body and create energy in one form or another. So you can really take whatever spin and perspective you want on it, just trying to, I don't know, create a different pathway and perspective for you to gain a connection when I do talk about energy transmutation in an emotional sense, through energy, and in a sense within your mind, because you do have things in your mind that you are trying to unlearn, you are trying to work through things that people told you, things that you grew up believing that may not help you at this point in time, that definitely help to serve a purpose, serve part of your path and your journey then. And so that's why I am talking about transmuting that energy, because we are meant to continue to grow and develop and to change as we live our life, because that is one thing that is absolutely inevitable in this human journey, is that you are ever changing, constantly, consistently, whether you like it or not. You can change, excuse me, you can sit here and you can try and not change anything about your physical reality, and guess what still changes? Your body, something physical, something emotional, whether you get more set in your own beliefs and you become a certain type of way or not. It's just something that's inevitable. You are here to grow and to change, so part of that change is learning how to change energy energy in motion is emotion, and ways to change energy that's in motion, or energy that's stuck and not in motion, is to go forward with energy transmutation, which is taking that energy in one form and creating it into another form of energy, whether that's through self expression, through physical movement, art, expression through emotions, voice activations, whether that's words, singing, just breath as well. That's a way to transmute energy, is through breathing techniques and things like that. So there's just a lot of different ways to do it. And I want to kind of bring this spiritual term into the forefront of your mind so that you can independently do your own research and say, hey, what is energy transmutation in a whole, and what does this actually do to benefit us, and how can I use this and utilize it in my healing journey? And really, it's just another term for all of those things I just spoke about. And I do want to make sure and also mention using discernment in this process, using the wonderful terms that I talked about with that liberation, with staying humble in your healing journey, with making sure to realize that spirit is with you, God is with you, source is with you, the universe is with you, whatever you want to believe in. There are other energetic beings and high light source souls that are with you and have been selected, hand selected personally for you in this human journey to help you into your self discovery process, into unlocking your truest self. um so they really want me to help to focus on, like, I don't know, just terminology of spirituality, just to expand your perspective, and realizing that a lot of what spiritual people and spiritualists have spoken about and have taught throughout generations, and even in different spiritual religions and things like that, it has laid a foundation that's very, very well known. And it's something where you are using these teachers, you're using these different modalities, these different ways of even just people expressing what's in their mind and in their heart that they've gotten from spirit, like myself, and how I am now today. It's something that can help you to heal. There's many people around, there's many energies around and beings around that can help you in this healing journey, but they want me to help to make it a very apparent and potent thing to connect with them. Because honestly, if it wasn't for my spirit guides and angels and ancestors and God, and honestly, Mother Earth, the earth is so powerful, so healing. And the relationship that I have with Mother Earth is unlike anything else for all the right reasons, honestly. And I think that if it wasn't for me connecting with the one physical solid thing that we have on this earth that has such great energy, I wouldn't have come to develop my relationship with other beings that are of source energy, are of God, and that are on God's team and on the Most High's team, helping to guide us through this lifetime and through this journey. And of course, coming to be with God and having your own relationship with God comes with your own personal growth, your own personal attachment, your own personal beliefs, and some things will highly resonate with you from other religions, other beliefs, other people, other teachings, and other just expressions from other people in this world. And that is the beautiful thing about having such a technologically advanced world that we live in today, is having a great community at your fingertips, having anyone and everyone that you want to resonate with to help you to unlock your true self at your fingertips. And a lot of it is through watching videos, a lot of it is through community online, joining channels and chats and expressing yourself in your own way that you desire. It's a really just truly such a beautiful thing. And that's why I am very proud and very honored to come here today and to talk about my spirit team, talk about the fact that everyone has their own spirit team and everyone has, of course, God within themselves, because God has created you, God has created your soul, and you are a part of God. And God is to be found within. You are to be on your own self exploration journey in this lifetime so that you can unlock your true self. And your own true self, in the most purest essence, is light and love from God, because that is where you come from. You come from that same energy that angels come from, that spirit guides and ancestors come from, that each and every one of us humans come from, every plant and animal, every living thing in this realm and beyond comes from God, light and dark. And so when I do talk about that, I do want to shed light on the dark parts and the fact that there are denser energies that come into our life to teach us things. And these are lessons that tend to have quite a bit of resistance at the point in time that you do face these lessons. But when I do mention this, I mean to the point of needing to look at the difficulty, look at the troubling times, and looking inwards and saying, what is this trying to teach me? Where does the lesson lie in the hard moment that I am facing, and the challenge that I am seeing that I need to accept? In what I know in my heart innately, that I am meant to rise above and not run away in fear. Because you have to learn how to do this with proper discernment, with liberation of self, and with letting go of fear as well. And many other things that you can adapt and you can hang on to that are going to help you in a wonderful, good way on your healing journey to unlock your true self. There's many different ways you can do it. I'm just intuitively being guided to make sure and shed light on both sides here, because if it wasn't for my darkness and for the path of my pain, of where I came from, and the destruction, the self destruction, the destruction from others, the constant breaking down, crumbling, and rebuilding myself back up, and never ever giving up, relentlessly continuing to look into myself, into my heart, and into my mind, and into my soul to rebuild myself, I would not have ever gotten this far. I would not have ever become my true self, had such a deep connection with God and with spirituality and with angels and ancestors and other ascended masters that I call spirit. I just want to let you know, divine, spirit, that's my couple of terms that I'll use when I'm talking about the whole team of light that work with God. And I know that God is a very heavy term to be worshiped and things like that, and to be feared in certain religions. But I do just want to let you know that each and everything that you think and that you have in your beliefs, whether you follow that accordingly or you betray your own belief, is something that God has put on you to be in resonance with. So anything that you think that you are going into in your path in life and you are betraying is truly a self betrayal, not to be of punishment, but to be of liberation. And so God is not to be feared, because truly God is within you and helping to guide you as the highest, most pure light and love compass that you have, continually guiding you through life. And your own success and your own uprising versus your own demise and your own downfall is all up to you. It is not God punishing you, it is not spirit punishing you or anyone in the divine. What it is truly and simply you learning a lesson, listening to the signs, to the synchronicities, to the inner knowing, and to the repeating patterns or not. And so when they do want me to dive deeper into, I guess, the kind of inner knowing, the patterns, the cycles that you will see repeating in your life over and over again, because this is something I had to become very familiar with, because it is also not as easily recognizable as what I think a lot of people think that it might be. Um, but the thing is, you can have the same exact energies manifest in different people over and over and over again until you learn that same lesson. And so when I say like repeating cycles, repeating patterns, it will show up in many different faces. It will show up in many different forms, and sometimes not even a face. It'll be in an energy, it'll be in an action, it'll be in an environment. But the thing is, you are to learn something from that. And you are to look at each and everything that brings resistance and brings contrast and brings difficulties in your life. You are to look at that, go inward, and ask the divine, ask God, what is the lesson that I can learn from this? What is there that I am not seeing that can truly help me to liberate myself into another level of happiness, of inner knowing, and of unlocking my truest self? So you want to make sure that you are continuously being self aware in your life and in your journey, because self awareness is truly a great key. Just like I talk about how liberation is a great key and how I talk about discernment is a great key. I'm giving you keys. I'm giving you many, many keys to unlock new doors, to unlock new opportunities and new ways of learning and discovering yourself. And so when I do talk about sitting here and having keys, and the fact they're metaphysical, not actually physical, and the fact that they're used through words and terminology, this is simply a way for me to communicate from my being to you, so that you can hopefully resonate with these tools that I'm giving you, so that you can continue to take each key that I give you and use it in your own way to unlock your own inner knowing, unlock your own lessons, learn these lessons, and level up in your own life. Because we are truly here to learn, to develop, to grow, to become our truest, happiest selves. And how else can we do that if we're not willing to look at it, if we're not willing to face the things, whether it's the dark things, the things that are repeating patterns, the traumas of our childhood, the pain? Because, oh my goodness, I've come so far on my healing journey. And even just this last week, I saw a very, very good family friend. I consider her an aunt in my life, and she watched us in our younger years. And she was the guiding light from the age of me being about 5, 6 years old, all the way to even now. I still look up to that woman, because she is not perfect, just like I'm not perfect. But when I say that, I mean, we are perfect. She is perfect. I am perfect. Because as we sit here and continue to live it and continue to live our purpose and be in our purpose, we are perfectly being as God and the divine has guided and created us to be. No matter our faults, no matter the lessons we're facing, no matter the densities we're in, densities as in darker energies. Some people call it devil energy, some people call it the enemy, things like that. There's just many terms. Okay. It's just another term I'm using. But as I continue to learn and realize that she was truly a guiding light and truly a point of sanctuary for me and my sisters, so that we could be in the darkest times of our life thinking that that's all that there is and that's all there were, that was ever meant for us to be, and realizing that there was more, that there was hope. She was our first seed of true hope in our lives. And as a child growing up in so much abuse in many different forms, I do not want to get into it because if you think about it, me and my sisters have been through it. And that's all I want to say about that. But I do want to mention that each and every one of us do have people to help guide us into a higher understanding, into healing, and into seeing and developing. And when I visited her this last weekend, I actually realized that I had a certain part of my childhood and of my younger self, of my inner child, that I never looked at before, that I never looked at and acknowledged to say, oh my God, you are my hero. You now today, Alyssa, you saved me. And you would have saved me and my sisters over and over again, looking at us and being there for us. You would have been that person that you are today that we needed then. And that is what I mean by unlocking your true self, by being there for yourself in all of the ways that are so important and so passionately meant for you to be. And so you are to continue to learn these dark, harsh lessons. You are to continue to realize these belief systems, these things that I've learned, these things that I've always known are not meant for me. And it is like this because that is the only thing I saw at the time. It is like this because it helped me to be who I was so many years ago, even months ago, even days ago. But we are ever changing, we are ever developing. When I say ever, as in continuously, as in forever. But it's just one of those things. It's even after this lifetime, we're going to experience something beyond this. And no, I'm not consciously aware of what that is, but I realize now living this life and being in each and every now moment and facing every single challenge and every single bit of darkness in myself that was learned and brought onto me in this lifetime and healed through that and looked at that, saying that there is so much more beyond that. If I can feel this good in this life, realizing all of the chaos that is around us, has always been around us, and will continue to be around us as we need to look inwards and continue to grow, continue to develop, and continue to heal ourselves and unlock our true selves, become our own best friend, create our mind being our home, because that is everything that society in this world continues to detach us from. And that is our one and only thing that we are to do in this life, is to fully, truly, and unconditionally love ourselves, be our own true best friend, and unlock our true selves through self liberation, self love, using discernment and healing and unlearning all of those things that you have attached yourself to and have attached to you unknowingly and knowingly, seen and unseen. There are so many forms of ways of imprinting, ways of, just programming subconsciously and consciously, how it's continued to come into our life over and over again. And even today, in today's world, at my age, I'm 29 years old, and I still see things each and every day because I'm just such an empath. I'm so sensitive that I have to continue to feel into spirit and continue to feel into God and to cling closer than I ever have, realizing that that is where you will discover yourself, and that is where you will feel the safest and where you will feel the most at home, is in connectivity with yourself and with your spiritual team, with the divine, because they are the ones that are here to be your compass, to continuously help you to move forward on your path of self-discovery and unlocking your true self. And I want to say this and mention this as a general thing. And I know that I got a little personal here when it came to me kind of mentioning my childhood and some wounds, and I want to relate to you. I want you to relate to me. That's why I shared that. That's why I was called by spirit to share it to you. And I do want to continue to bring forward just general terms, terminology, different perspectives of me and my spirituality. And I know other people that share this same perspective with me as well. I hope that all of this has helped you. I hope you continue to grow, develop, look within yourself, and you take some things that resonate with you in this video and whatever doesn't, leave it, because I know somebody else can make good use of it, even if it's from myself rewatching these videos, because I love doing this. I enjoy it because it is what brings me love and passion and liberation for myself, is realizing that each and everything that I've learned throughout my 29 years of life have been for a great good reason, and it is meant to be shared with the world in one way or another. And so I thank you all so much for joining me today. I thank you so kindly for being here, for listening, for joining, and for helping me to realize and recognize just how ready I am, and each and every one of us are, as we continue to heal, grow, and unlock our true selves. I love you all so very much. And until next time, I'm gonna see you later. Okay? Bye.